Canva recently launched their new Canva Sheets, and let me tell you, it completely changed the game for marketing teams. Now we don't need to spread ourselves across different platforms, we can keep both our data and designs all in one place. You can plan campaigns, track content, and manage your entire marketing workflow all inside Canva. It keeps things way more organized and already saved me a lot of time. In this video, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know to get started with Canva Sheets. By the end, you will know about all its amazing features and how to actually use them. So let's jump right in. Alright, so from Canva's homepage, you will see a new design type called Sheet. And this is where you can create a brand new sheet. You can choose to start from a blank page, or of course, like any other design type in Canva, you can search for related templates. So if I type sheet, for example, and go check which templates Canva has, you will see lots of different cool options. For example, budget tracker or lead tracker. You can use their social media calendar or project timeline. There are so many different templates here that I recommend exploring before creating your own sheet from scratch. So obviously you can also choose to start from a blank sheet. I'll click here and that will open the editor with a blank new sheet. Inside the design tab, you can still add templates if you want to, but I recommend choosing your template from the homepage because here the preview is smaller and it's harder to see exactly what's inside. If you already have a spreadsheet you want to upload here, you can do that by simply dragging and dropping it from your computer, and then you will see it here in projects. I'll see my sheet right here. I can click on it and I can choose whether I want to replace the current page or add it as a new page. I will replace the current page since it's blank anyway. And I will see the information from my spreadsheet right here inside Canva. It automatically added the dates as small calendars that I can easily change, but that's just a cool feature I noticed now, but I will show everything during the video. Let's delete this for a second and let me show you the first nice feature we have here. If you go to Actions, you can generate a table with AI. I can click here and describe exactly what I want in this table, and Canva will generate it for me. You can also play with these small examples if you need some ideas. So let's just choose meal prep for this example. It will write the prompt for me. And of course, I can change it if I want it to be more specific to what I need. But for this example, let's just hit generate so you will see how it looks. It just created a weekly meal prep table. Like any other Magic Write feature, I can click more like this to regenerate this prompt, or click this but to customize it. Once I'm ready, I can insert it into the sheet. And now you will see it right here. So if you're familiar with Google Sheets and you've worked with it before, you will get this very quickly. It acts just like Google Sheets. It has the same basic features and works the same way. But some things are just placed in different spots, so let me just show you how it works quickly. You can move columns and rows just like this. Like in Google Sheets, if you double-click a row, it will automatically resize to fit all the text across all the lines. I can type formulas just like in Excel. For example, if I type equals and then 1 plus 1 and hit enter, I will see the number 2 appears, just like in a normal spreadsheet. You can also right-click on a full column and choose to delete it, or add a new one to the left or right. Again, just like Google Sheets, you can clear selection. That means clearing all the text in the selected cells. You can size column to content, which is what I did earlier by double-clicking on the edge of the column. I can merge cells if I want, move columns to left or right, and I can choose to freeze rows or columns. For example, if I want to freeze up to row 2, it will stay in view as I scroll. Let's fix that and just freeze row 1 instead. I will hit unfreeze row, then freeze row 1. Now when I scroll down, row 1 stays visible. You can also sort things. I can just click on column B, right click and hit sort. Then choose to sort A to Z or Z to A. Let's pick A to Z, and now it's sorted by the first letter in column B, with the rest of the info adjusting accordingly. And also, like in Excel, you can choose how you want the text to display inside the cell. For example, if I make this column narrower, the text will wrap and appear across multiple lines to fit the cell size. I can also switch to clip, which cuts off the text and shows only what fits. I can also choose overflow, which lets the text spill into the next empty cell as long as nothing is blocking it. You can also click the circle to select all the cells in the sheet. It's nice if you need to delete everything in one click. I'll put the content back. Let's cancel the sort and reset everything to wrap, like this. I can also choose paste special. Like in Excel, you can copy something and paste it as values only or format only, depending on what you need. And of course, many of the features you know from Excel are also here at the top. You can sort, choose a number format. For example, if I type 1000, I can choose whether it's a number, a percentage, currency, or date. And if I need something more specific, I can click more formats and see a full list of options. I can control how many decimal places I want and change the background color of the cell to any color I want. I can also play with the borders, just like in a regular sheet. You can choose to hide the grid lines and you will see everything looks clean, no borders at all. The rest of the controls up here are just like in a regular Canva design. You have font, font size, font color, and all the regular text tools right here. So now that we've covered all the basic features that work just like Google Sheets, let's move on to the fun part. The powerful features that are only available in Canva Sheets. This is where things get really interesting. So the first feature is an AI tool that lets you fill in empty cells. Let me show you how it works. I have a little table here with posts I want to publish on social media, and I want to fill in the missing hashtags right here. So I will just select these columns, go to Actions up here, and then click Fill Empty Cells. Canva will generate text for the empty cells. And as you can see, cell D5 already have the hashtag giveaway, so Canva didn't generate anything for it. But it generated new text for the rest of the empty cells. It takes all the existing content in the other cells into account when creating the new text. So I'll go ahead and hit Insert. Now I have more relevant hashtags for the posts I'm working on, and this is actually a great opportunity to show you a small feature you might already know. It's called Magic Write. So let's say I only have one hashtag in this cell, and Canva didn't generate more because it wasn't empty, but I want to add more hashtags here. So I will select the cell, go to Actions, and instead of Fill Empty Cells, I'll click on Magic Write. Now I can type in any prompt I want. In this case, I will write more related hashtags. Hit Enter, and now I get a few more suggestions to add to this cell. Now all the cells in my table are filled with relevant hashtags. The next feature lets you create magic charts based on the data in your sheet. I'll start by selecting all the data in this little campaign performance table I just created. Then again, I'll go to Actions, and this time I will click on Magic Charts. When I select a data range, Canva automatically identifies the range. Here it says it's from cell A1 to E4. So the full table is selected. but I can also choose a smaller section if I want to generate a different chart. Now I can choose what type of chart I want to create. As you can see, it defaulted to a bar chart and it's right here. I can click on it to add it to my design. It's also interactive. When I hover over one of the bars, I see the exact data highlighted like this. It looks really nice, especially considering how fast it was to create it. Before I show you how to customize this chart, let me show you another small thing. Let's select the table again, go to Magic Charts, and this time, instead of using the default chart, I will click on View All Charts. Here, you will see tons of different chart styles and visual layouts to choose from. You can also create your own chart styles by picking brand colors that match your identity. Then your charts will automatically use your brand's colors. This information will be saved inside your brand kit. If I click into my brand kit, I can manage those chart styles from here. Or I can add new ones directly from the chart style menu. Now let's go back and see how to modify the chart. I'll click on the chart, then go up here and hit Edit. Now I can see all the data behind this chart. I can view the source data, and if I want, I can edit the original table. Open the linked source if it's in another design, or disconnect the chart from the source. For example, if I want to make changes to the table but don't want the chart to update automatically, I can just disconnect it. I can also control the setup of the chart. I can change what shows on the x-axis. For example, instead of campaign names, I could show a different category. I can choose which values to show on the bars, like impressions and cost. I can also set the color of the bars based on specific attributes, for example, by campaign. Now the bar colors change automatically based on that. I can also choose how to aggregate the data. Right now it's set to sum, but I can switch to average, count, maximum, minimum, or median. It's really customizable and you have full control over what data to show and how it appears. You can also customize the visual parts of the chart, whether to show legends, axis label, data labels, and the chart title. Basically, you can make it match your project or presentation exactly. And the best part, you can copy and paste this chart into any other Canva design. So if you're creating a presentation, for example, you can build the chart here in Sheets and then paste it directly into your slides. You can also adjust the colors from the top bar, change the padding around the element, adjust the column spacing, and even tweak the corner roundness. You can modify the text font in the chart and control all the usual text formatting options, just like any Canva element. You can also resize it and change the layout to match your design. And by the way, if you change something in the source table, the chart will be updated automatically. So keep that in mind. Alright, so the next feature I want to show you is Magic Insights. It lets you ask AI questions about your data and it will generate insights for you automatically. So I'll just select all the information in my table, then go to Actions and choose Magic Insights. Now I can type a question to generate AI-powered insights. As you can see, these questions are limited. You can generate up to 500 insights using 500 credits per month if you have a Canva Pro account. Let me just paste in a question I want to ask about this campaign performance table. Which campaign had the lowest cost per conversion? Then I'll hit generate. It will take just a moment and then I will see my results. Up here, I can see my question again, and down below are the insights related to it. According to the AI, the campaign with the lowest cost per conversion is Spring Promo Blast, which is right here in my table. It also says that the lowest cost per conversion is $2.40 and total number of conversions across all campaigns is 730. Now I can click the three dots on one of the insights and either copy the formula or copy the text. Let me copy the formula just to show you. Then I'll select any cell in the sheet and paste it in. I will immediately see the result inside the cell. So now I have the answer to my question right in the table. You can also view the formula directly on the sidebar without copying and pasting it into the sheet. Plus, Canva generates a chart for the insight, and just like with magic charts, you can click on it and add it directly to your spreadsheet. That chart can also be edited, moved, and reused in other designs or presentations if you want to. Alright, so another really nice thing under Actions is the bulk create feature. If you don't know this one yet, I've got another video that explains everything you need to know about it. Basically, it lets you create multiple designs in bulk using spreadsheet data, which saves tons of time and streamlines your workflow. This time, the bulk create process works exactly the same, but instead of uploading a CSV or Excel file to bring the data into Canva, you can just use the table you've already created right here in Sheets. So I won't go into too much details about it in this video. I just wanted to show you that the option exists. If you want to learn more, make sure to check out the other video. Another cool feature inside Sheets is Resize Designs. You can paste links to existing Canva designs into your table and resize multiple designs at once. For example, I have 3 posts I created and I've pasted the link to those 3 Canva designs right here. If I want to resize all of them to a new format, I'll just select those 3 cells, go to Actions, and scroll down until I see Resize Designs. When I click it, I will see a list of those designs appear. I can choose where I want the resized designs to be saved and then click Continue. Now, all I have to do is pick a new size, for example, Instagram story, and then hit copy and resize. Canva will create copies of those 3 designs automatically resized to fit Instagram story format. And before we move on to insert actions, which I promise are worth the wait and super helpful, I want to show you one last feature in this section, Translate. So I'll go to Actions and click Translate. Now I can choose to translate my content into any language I want. Let's pick Spanish. Canva also gives me a few tone options like original, professional, conversational, friendly, informative, or inspirational. I can choose to translate full pages, for example, if my design has multiple pages, or I can translate only the selected cells. So if I select these cells here, I will see them show up in the Translate window. And I can translate them to Spanish with just one click. So let's say I've created content in English, but I want to repurpose it and post it in Spanish too. Now I can do that directly inside Canva Sheets. This is the part where Canva Sheets start to feel a bit like Notion, turning into an actual project and creative management tool. Let me show you what you can do with it. Alright, so I used a social media calendar template from Canva's library just to show you all these insert options. The first one I'll show you is Mention. If I select a cell, then go to Actions, scroll down to Insert, and click on Mention, this gives me the option to assign a specific task to someone on my team. I can choose one of the teammates in my workspace and assign it to them. Their name will appear right here in the cell. If you have multiple teammates in your team, you will see a list of them and can assign this task to the right person. Alright, the second thing is Date. As you can see here, there's already a date displayed as a mini calendar. You can easily click and change it. There are 2 ways to add this. First, go to Actions and under Insert, click on Date. and you will get a pop-up to choose any specific date from the calendar. Or you can just type the date manually, for example, the 21st of April 2025, and hit enter. Canva will automatically turn it into the same mini calendar format. The next thing you can do is add a drop-down menu. You can pick an option like the status of this post. If you click the edit button, you will be able to customize the text in each option. You can also change the text color. Just note that this will also affect the background color. You will see a live preview below, so if I change the text to red, for example, the background becomes a lighter red automatically. You cannot change the background color separately, just the text color, which influences it. You can also delete options, reorder them by dragging up or down, and of course, add new ones. If you make any edits to a dropdown, Canva will detect other matching dropdowns in your sheet and ask if you want to apply those changes to all of them. For example, I just changed the Not Reviewed option to red. Now when I click another dropdown, Canva asks if I want to update the others. If I click Change all the dropdowns update accordingly. To add a new dropdown, go to Actions, scroll down to Insert and click Dropdown. Then you can create a new dropdown from scratch, reuse a dropdown already in your sheet, or choose from Canva's preset dropdowns. Some of the presets include things like yes or no, high, medium, low, and status options like in progress, done, or needs review. You can always customize the presets to fit your needs. Another thing you can insert is a link, either to something outside this sheet or to another page in your design. Go to Actions, scroll down to Link, and click it. You will then have these options. Choose from your recent designs, link to another page in the current design, or paste in any URL from the internet. You can also insert a Canva design into your table. Just click on Canva design under the links section in Actions. From there, you will see your recent designs. Pick one, click on it, and it will be inserted into the selected cell. This is super useful if you're working with a social media calendar and want to keep your designs organized in one place. Alright, so the last two options under Actions are both about formulas. The first one, regular formula, works exactly like in Google Sheets. I'll go to Actions, scroll down, and click on Formula. Formulas are basically actions you can apply on the data in your sheet. Just like in Excel or Google Sheet, you start a formula by typing equals, and then click on the cells you want to include. For example, let's say I want to calculate the CTR, click-through rate. That means I need to divide the number of clicks by the number of impressions. So I will click on cell C2, which shows the number of clicks, then type slash and click on the impressions cell, B2. Now I can see the formula written inside the cell and also up here in the formula bar. All I need to do is hit enter and I'll see the result right away. As you can see, it automatically formatted as a percentage, but if yours doesn't, you can easily change that in number format. Just click on the format option and choose percentage. Now if I want to apply the same formula to the other rows, I can just drag it down and now I have the CTR for all three campaigns. Let's try another formula. This time I'll calculate cost per conversion. I'll click on the cell, type equals, then select the cost cell first, then divide by the conversion cell and hit enter. And there it is, the cost per conversion is $2.40. If it doesn't automatically format as currency, you can set that manually in the number format menu. And if you need more decimal places, you can add them with the plus and minus buttons right here. Again, I'll drag this formula down to calculate the cost per conversion for all the other campaigns. So if you know your formulas, this works exactly like Excel. You can also create really advanced formulas by opening the formulas list. You will find tons of functions just like in a typical spreadsheet. But what if you don't know how to write the formula? Well, that's where Magic Formulas comes in. It lets you describe what you want in plain English and it builds the formula for you. Let me show you how it works. Let's say I want to calculate the click-through rate again, but I don't remember how to write that formula. I'll go to Actions, scroll down and click Magic Formula. Now I can type in a prompt. Let me just paste in my prompt, calculate the click-through rate. Easy. I'll hit Generate Formula and you will see it gives me the same formula I used earlier. Now I can just click Insert and it will be added to the cell. And again, I can drag the formula down to apply it to all the campaigns. Let's try another one. This time I'll calculate the cost per conversion using Magic Formula. Instead of going through actions again, I'll use a shortcut. Just type equals and select Magic Formula right from the dropdown. Now I will paste in the prompt, what's the cost per conversion for each campaign. I'll click Generate and Canva gives me the formula. It also shows the answer right here, which is $2, but we already know the actual number is $2.40. That's because it rounded the number. So I'll hit Insert and in the cell, I now see the full value with more decimal places. If you ever see a rounded number like that, make sure to increase the decimal precision just like we did before. And of course, I'll drag this one down too, and now I have the cost per conversion calculated for each campaign. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you want even more exclusive tips and early updates before anyone else, join my free newsletter. I'll see you in the next video.